I had clicked it. It's Varsity Weekly Live, your coverage of all things pop culture, local Arizona news, and national news.
Well,
all right, guys, we are joined by Perry Ettinger. Perry was the head trainer, athletic trainer for Sun Devil Athletics for many years, for a time, and during the time, of course, when Pat Tillman was a member of the ASU Sun Devil football team and maintained a close relationship with him after that. And Perry, wanted to welcome you to the program, and really excited and to have you talk a little bit about your role with the Pat Tillman Foundation.
Thanks, Vince. Appreciate it. Saying that I was there a long time, kind of alludes how old I am, but that's okay. I'll take it.
And that was a long time ago. You and I were, if you remember, in the coach's locker room, we were locker mates practically. But anyway.
Too long don't make it right, do it? Does it?
No, it doesn't. So let's talk a little bit about the run itself. Pat's run, 4.2 miles. Now, initial conversations, I remember, and again, we talked a little offline about this and what the ideas thrown around were. But as being one of the organizers and originators of this idea and this race, they talked about it being a way to honor Pat as maybe a half marathon, a 10K, something like that. How did you come up with this concept and ending in the stadium?
Well, you take the special person that Pat was, and at the time, 22 years ago, 5Ks and 10Ks were really prominent. And I was like, well, how do you get people a different experience? And the first one was, well, he's a football player. He got in Sun Devil Stadium. And a number of people said, well, you'll never let that happen. I'm like, dude, it was Pat. They're gonna let people in the stadium. And the typical fan never gets to step on that field. And this is a chance for them, when they're honoring Pat, to step on that field and live some things that they never typically get to. Well, it had to be 4.2 miles, in my opinion. We had to honor his number. I was told by the race expert at the time that we had to have a 5K and a 10K with it. And with that, if you had all three races, you would get 800 people. And I was like, oh, okay. So I bought 5,000 shirts just to show them wrong. And I said, we will not have a 5K and a 10K. It will be 4.2 miles, and we'll have 5,000 people. And, when you have the kids run at 0.42, when you give them a nice shirt, when you give them the chance to experience who Pat was, people around that have known Pat, people just yearning to find out more about him, the whole experience becomes this snowball effect. And all of a sudden you end up with thousands and thousands of people. Like this year, 30,000 people. Yeah.
That's amazing. And I ran it. I think I did 5 or 6 runs early. 07 was my first one. And I think my last one was like 12. And even during that time, it was like 15,000. 18,000, 20,000. And they thought that it had capped out. I mean, you obviously have been a part of this every year, but didn't they say, well, 22,000 is where it's capped or something like that?
The city of Tempe, for a long period of time, did cap us at 28,000 because they're like, we don't have the infrastructure to handle more than that in your event. And we got kind of a max. And then just a few years ago, the city of Tempe was very gracious and said, hey, there's a number of events happening in this city that we can't support anymore, which is the Ironman triathlon and different things like that. But Pat's run is going to happen every year. We will honor it every year, and we'll let you have as many people as you want. And we're like, let's go.
There's logistically, it's got to be a nightmare because you're closing streets, you're bringing in public service, police. You got to have water stations, you got to have public safety, because even when I ran, there were people that that were weekend warriors that I'm not going to raise my hand on that, but that would fall down, twist an ankle, and I mean, those are things that you've got to really plan for. How do you do it? Is it a year-round thing?
Yeah, there's a little break after the event, 2 or 3 weeks. But during that time, people who have been heavily involved provide their input on how we can improve it. And then that's all kind of hashed over. You take a couple more weeks off, and then the whole thing starts. You have to pick the date which is appropriate. There's pieces to it. You have to pick your shirt early. You don't just go down to Dick's Sporting Goods and say, "Oh, I'd like to buy 40,000 shirts." Like, okay, what color? You have to plan that 9 or 10 months ahead of time. There's pieces that go along. The city has to make sure that they don't plan other things during that time. It is a long process. We've even come to the point now where there's a group out of Miami that really kind of handles our medical stuff and has, if you could see what was happening, what is truly happening in real life nowadays, it's really good that I was a race director when I was, because now, it's way over my head.
Yeah. Everyone has a Pat Tillman story. I've got a couple from when I was a grad assistant, and we would try to get him to host recruits, and I can always tell that another day. But do you have a Pat Tillman story? Something that happened? It could have been run of the mill situation, something that you remember fondly.
I have a number of them. Some are, I'll just give you a couple.
Okay.
First one's very brief. I live down south in Ahwatukee. Pat and Marie lived in the same area. And I remember going, I was by the movie theater, and I saw
Okay,
Pat.
so this was well after his career in college.
He was a Cardinal.
Okay.
And I remember seeing him in line, and I walked up behind him and I whispered in his ear, I go, "Is that Pat Tillman?" And he just started laughing to her. I goes, "Oh, thanks for not saying anything." I mean, the guy just wanted to mix in, and he and Marie just wanted to go to the movie. And every time I think of that, it's kind of like, they talk in the NFL about the diva wide receiver and different things like that. And Pat was just so anti that. He was just, hey, let me just go to the movie with my wife. Let me just go enjoy myself. But I do remember we were playing at Oregon. We were supposed to lose. They were heavily favored. We were ahead. It was in the fourth quarter. We needed a defensive stop basically to win the game. And everybody heads out there, and his partner in linebacking was Paul Reynolds. Paul's a great guy. Paul was really good at stopping the run. Pat did, a number of things. And I remember Phil Snow standing there and calling the play, and the play happened, and Paul sacking the quarterback. And everybody was happy, but Phil Snow was going crazy because that is not what Paul was supposed to do. Paul did not do what he was supposed to do. They call the next play. Paul smashes the running back at the line of scrimmage. So now it's third down and long. And they come up, and Phil is exactly the same way. He is furious because Paul is not doing what he told him to do. Third down, Paul gets a sack. We come off the field. Everybody's excited except Phil, who is in Paul's face, on the sideline. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Coach, I just did what Pat told me to do." He goes, "Pat, what are you saying?" "Well," he's drinking a water bottle going, "Well, I knew what they were going to do, so I just told him what to do." And 3 plays in a row, he got it. And, Pat's just drinking a water bottle.
Hey, guys, am I live?
And there we are.
Let me know.
Because
am I on?
Little things like that, and that's just who Pat was. He was smart. He didn't care. He didn't need he could have done those things himself, but he told his teammate exactly what to do, and it was, it's so cool. It's just, and it's just so cool.
Classic. Perry, thank you so much. I know you're going to be running in the event on Saturday morning. You'll
couple
be
times, dude. I can run with you one of those.
I registered for the event, but unfortunately, I've got a bunch of interns that I need to manage, so that's my out. But I'm getting a shirt.
Full garbage.
I'm getting a shirt. Anyway, but
we would love to see you.
Okay,
see what
you
can
will.
do about getting there.
Thanks, Perry. I'll see you Saturday morning.
Sweet. All right, buddy.
Thanks.
Bye.
Here, 30,000 of my closest friends live from Pat's Run in Tempe, Arizona, Varsity Weekly. 8 or 9, I think there's 9 of us that are going to be covering the event. You've got official race starter Rob Riggle behind me, the comedian that'll be starting things off, and joined by my old friend Perry Ettinger and his daughter Ruby. Perry, how early did you wake up this morning?
2 o'clock.
Are you happy with your dad right now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, Perry, so what does this event mean to you? You're one of the race organizers, been doing this for an awful long time. What makes this year special?
Pat makes it special. The opportunity to honor my friend and know that his legacy continues with these Tillman scholars that are able to benefit from the funds makes it such a wonderful day.
You talked about the Tillman scholars. How many scholars are there? Do you know approximate numbers this year?
About 1,000 that have come since we are in great shape.
All the people that are participating in this event, what is that common connection with Pat Tillman?
They feel that everybody here wants to make themselves a little bit better in one way or another. This is one way to do it. Just make yourself a little bit better.
Perry, thanks so much. Ruby, thank you. Perry, have a great day.
Thanks for coming, dude.
All right, we'll see you at the finish line. That was Perry Ettinger, a good friend of mine. I'm going to turn it over in studio to Braden Goetz from the University of Arizona and Craig Baker from UNLV. Guys, take it away.
All right, great start to a great event.
Absolutely, great start. We welcome you in to a special edition of Varsity Weekly Live covering the 22nd annual rendition of Pat's Run, run to commemorate Pat Tillman and his legacy. Braden, you're a Marine Corps veteran. I'm an Air Force veteran. Here we are co-hosting. What's your personal favorite memory of your time in the Corps?
You know, there's some great ones. Marines in general, you know, they're just a rowdy bunch. And I think the days I'll look back on most fondly are just the days in the barracks. You know, just some things we're not supposed to do, but just hanging out with the boys. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely. Same for me. Actually, funny way to link that in. One time I was TDY to Morón Air Base in Spain, and I think the Marines on base got too rowdy and they shut the bar down for everybody involved. And I was like, oh no, why did they do this to us? But yeah, same memory. There's so many good ones, some bad ones as well. It's really hard to like lock into just one, but I think like I've been so lucky to, you know, travel the world and hit 5 continents, and just being with a lot of close friends while traveling to some cool places like Australia, England, Portugal, Germany, you know, United Arab Emirates, like just being around the boys, as you said, and my friends and traveling around the world. That was just, those are the things that I'll remember for the rest of my life, you know?
Most definitely. Do you have a favorite destination that you deployed to?
Deployed. So I've only been to deployment wise. I did 3-4 month tours to the United Arab Emirates, and that was a lot of fun. Just, you know, other than the fact that it's ungodly hot most of the year round, but just going to like Abu Dhabi and Dubai was fun. But as far as like different short TDYs that I've been on and short trips, I'd say either Australia or Portugal would have to take the cake. How about you?
Nice. Yeah, definitely gonna be South Korea. You know, we got out of training early one day, and we went to go do some kind of touristy things out in Busan. You know, it's familiar. So we're out there at this village, pretty scenic, great photo op spot. And this little Korean boy comes up to me, maybe 12 years old, asks me for a picture. I'm like, oh, you want me to take a picture of you and your mom? He's like, no, I want a picture with you because he's never seen an American before. So,
Yeah, fun times. Well, we've got a contributor, Nick Rashke, at Pat's race, and he's got a good view of the start. Let's go to Nick right now. Nick, how you?
Good. How about you, boys? All right. So look where I'm at right now. I'm actually at the top of the staircase going into Mountain America Stadium. This is where the finish line is going to be. A lot of people out here already, but if you look down at the bottom of the stairs, you can see over 25,000 people. Again, this is just massive. I mean, you have probably the biggest entrance in one of these races ever. So just kind of seeing a flood of people, a flood of these yellow jerseys with number 42, it's really awesome to see. So yeah, looking forward to kind of seeing this giant crowd disappear throughout the day as more and more people get like unleashed. So yeah, we'll turn it back to you guys.
all right. So that, Nick.
Yeah, that great look at the start, man. Like, it's just incredible, really, how and this just speaks to, you know, how big and how much of a legend that Pat Tillman is and was, you know, throughout his life and after his life. I mean, it's just a testament to his character. We have 30,000 people showing up annually for this run. It's amazing.
You know, it's definitely something special. You know, I hate Arizona State. I don't think that's much of a surprise to anyone, but there are two Sun Devils that I will always give them their flowers. That is Barry Bonds and Pat Tillman. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely Pat Tillman. I'm not sure I can rock with you on the Barry Bonds one, though. I will say he is probably number two.
Home run king, man. Come on.
He is the home run king. Yeah, Pat Tillman, Barry Bonds, great Sun Devils there. Just a phenomenal event. Really just locks in just how amazing Pat Tillman was. Recently, I just wrote a piece about the legacy he left his Rangers. He was really such a humble character and wanted to be judged just by his soldiering and not by his multi-million-dollar deals and his big hits in the NFL. He just wanted to be known as a good Ranger and a good soldier, and that's what the boys of the 75th Ranger Regiment thought of him. And still at the Rula Bula Bar in Tempe, Arizona, they always will leave a pint of Guinness for Pat Tillman, which I think is pretty special.
Yeah, just incredible character. And, you know, what's most impressive to me is he could have continued to play in the NFL. You know, he wasn't quite at the Hall of Fame level yet, but he could have been. He could have gotten there. He had so much left to prove as a player, but he wanted to do what he thought was the right thing and, you know, serve his country. And just such a selfless act to give up, you know, the money and the fame and the glory and to go do something that is a pretty, you know, sometimes thankless job.
Yeah, thankless job, no doubt. And just like he felt a calling to service, obviously a very tragic period of our nation's history. But, you know, yeah, he could have stayed in the NFL. I mean, he was offered a $3.6 million deal to remain with the Cardinals and be a safety. And I think also he got a deal from the Vikings for like $9 million, and he rejected that to stay with the Cardinals. So, I mean, this guy's loyalty was off the charts. Well, we've got some more content coming to you guys on this special edition of Varsity Weekly Live. It's going to be a little story about Pat Tillman's high school football career.
The story of Pat Tillman. Before Pat Tillman was an Arizona State football player, before the NFL, and before serving his country, he was just a kid from San Jose with a dream. A kid who wanted to play in the big leagues. Tillman played his high school football at Leland High School, where he quickly made a name for himself, not because of his size because of his effort, toughness, and leadership. Playing linebacker, Tillman helped lead his team to a Central Coast Section championship in his senior year, showing early signs of the competitor he would become. He earned first all-league honors and was named the most valuable player, proving he could stand out without national spotlight. But Tillman wasn't just a football player, he was a three-sport athlete also competing in baseball and basketball, showing his all-around athleticism. And while this impact on the field was clear, the numbers and recognition did not follow the way you expect. Despite leading his team to a championship and earning top honors, Tillman was largely overlooked by major college programs. No big offers, no major attention, just a hard-working kid from San Jose himself. And that underdog mentality would not only carry him all the way to Tempe, but eventually beyond the game of football.
Great insight to the early days of Pat there. And, I was a smaller guy in high school, maybe 150 pounds soaking wet. So Tillman was really an inspiration to me, being kind of an undersized player. I was also a defensive player in football. So, just an inspiring story all around.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually just learned, like, with all of our coverage just pointed right to Pat Tillman this week and his legacy. I learned that because he was so undersized as a linebacker in college, even though he won Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year in 1997, he was like, there's no way I'm going to get in the NFL and be a linebacker. And I got picked, I believe, in the 7th round and converted right to safety. And that's when he just started to shine. So it's like, when you get up there to the National Football League, it's just really all about effort and like studying film and just learning the game at that level. And if you put in, if you have that mentality and mindset that unique characters like Pat Tillman do show, that's how an undersized guy just really stars at the top reaches of football,
Yeah, definitely. And, we were mentioning right before that video how he rejected that bigger offer from Minnesota to stay with the Cardinals. And he's just incredibly inspiring how he wanted to be a hometown kind of guy, played football in the Phoenix area, played NFL in the Phoenix area, and just wanted to stay close to that community.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I think that just has to be like, he was so beloved in Tempe and Phoenix and just all over that metro area, just from his time at Arizona State, that I just really think he was like, I can't do it. I can't leave this community. They love me and I'm going to stay. And, I feel like that's rare in the profession of professional sports all around, because you're not really expected to just be loyal to one community. I think it's rare that we see any guys who are doing like 15, 20-year-long careers with one team. You just don't see it anymore. But the fact that like in 2002, 2001, whenever he rejected that $9 million contract, a $9 million contract for a safety back then,
yeah,
that's gigantic money today. That's probably like, we're talking like 30 million annually. So like, I could talk about it more and more until I'm blue in the face, that just how much that encapsulates his loyalty to the Phoenix area, to his teammates and to the community. And then, he switches up, feels a call to service after the 9/11 attacks, and displays the same loyalty to his Army Ranger comrades.
Yeah. Especially in the era we're in right now with NIL, not so much in NFL, but college, it's so rare to see a guy stay at his original program. So, when I think of guys who had 20+ year careers, really the only one that comes to mind is Kobe for that level of loyalty.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe Clayton Kershaw too for the Dodgers. Anyway, we have another one of our contributors. Uh, I see Brayton didn't like that.
Dodger hater, man.
So we got a Dodger.
Yeah, not.
Let's go to one of our contributors. Ethan is going to be live from Pat's Run. Ethan, how's it going?
It's going good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, so people are just starting. I'm at the first water station. People are just starting to kind of run by now. We had the people that are you really going for time here, trying to get done with it as fast as they can, maybe try to break some personal records. But honestly, I just love this event, man. I grew up in a military family, so, my grandpa, he served in Vietnam, and he always used to tell me stories back in the day about what serving his country meant to him. And I always used to enjoy those, and just seeing a whole event where people showed up. I mean, people were here when it was pitch black outside at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So honestly, it's cool to just see everybody come together. Super fun to see everybody all here for one cause. And yeah, I'll let you know if I get some interviews, but I'm having fun just kind of taking in this show right now.
Yeah, that looks great. Awesome little station there.
Definitely a testament to what Pat meant to all these people. I mean, 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning. I mean, I woke up at 5 in the morning to drive over and get here, and I'm struggling. Can you imagine just being just 3 in the morning? That really locks in. Like Pat Tillman just leaves behind a legacy of himself that is just so incredible. And 22nd annual run, and it's just, I'm sure, going to continue growing and growing and growing.
Of course.
All right, let's see if we can get over to Vince, another one of our hosts. And hey, Vince, how's it going?
Oh, hey, you're muted.
Sorry, guys. I'm at the finish line. If you could see that tunnel behind me, that is where 30,000 people are going to come rushing through. Probably the first sprinters are going to be coming through here in the next 10 minutes. They're just now hitting the water station, but I am inside Mountain America Stadium, and wow, what a sight. The finish line's right in front of me. The tunnel's behind me where people are going to come through, and they are going to finish on the 42-yard line, hence the number 42 for Pat Tillman. And what a day. Incredible day. You guys are doing a great job, and looking forward to seeing how the rest of the team is doing along the way.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Vince.
Yeah, it's got to be a great experience to come through the tunnel like you are a player, and I mean that's fun. Yeah,
like you are a Sun Devil, and to finish up, an emotional end, finish on the 42-yard line that just, did everything about this event is about Pat Tillman and his legacy, and it's a beautiful thing to see. Now let's go to another contributor, Amaya Lucero from UNLV. She has a segment.
It's Amaya Lucero from UNLV with the Varsity Sports Show, talking to you all about the Pat Tillman Foundation.
When I think about Pat Tillman, I think of somebody who was exceptionally driven. He was driven by selfless service. He was driven by his commitment to excellence, and he applied that to all that he did, from the football field to the battlefield.
The Pat Tillman Foundation was created to honor his values and continue his impact. It focuses on helping veterans, active duty service members, and military spouses pursue higher education. The foundation provides scholarships, leadership development, mentorship, career guidance, and networking. Even before the foundation, Tillman's personal actions reflected strong values. He he turned down a multi-million-dollar NFL contract to serve his country. His legacy isn't just about military service. It's about living with purpose, humility, and impact.
All right, welcome back to a special edition of Varsity Weekly Live with our coverage centered solely on the 22nd annual rendition of Pat's Run to commemorate former NFL player and Army Ranger veteran Pat Tillman. Braid, it's been a good show so far. Just really talking about Pat Tillman, his foundation, and what it does for not just the Phoenix area, but for the country at large. I think it's been great.
Yeah. I always loved those Cardinals uniforms back in his day, with the state of Arizona flag on the shoulder. They need to bring that back. They kind of did with their they're not called City Connects, but the rivalry set, the looking uniform. Those are great. Have any thoughts on those?
Yeah, I do like them, and I do like testimony to the state of Arizona with the flag. I think there should be more of that in professional sports. Like, I don't know your personal opinion on this, but you remember in the early 2000s NBA, where the Memphis Grizzlies logo, where it's just
the bear one.
Yeah,
I know the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Yes, the Vancouver Grizzlies one.
Yeah, that was a great one. I could talk about vintage logos all day. I love the 90s and early 2000s. They had some great design, and we just really shifted away from that.
Yeah, it's more of a minimalist style nowadays, and I'm
a big fan.
No, I mean we're all playing kids games here, so let's
have some fun with it. Get creative.
Yeah, absolutely. Even the Titans new logo. I'm just
I always loved the Titans logo. I thought it was one of the best. I think I'm kind of a small minority there. People weren't a big fan of the Flames, but I thought it had some character. It had some flair.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what this whole thing is about. Sports, obviously performance, but character and flair, that's what really gets some fans and entertainment in, All right. We have another one of our contributors, Mario Medina. He's talking about he's at a spot on the race, which has some runners coming through. Mario, where you at?
Hey guys, currently in Water Station 3 right now. We have some few of the first runners that started the race. It's only 7:21 a.m. right now. Hopefully you can hear me. I should have brought some headphones because it's kind of hard to hear. But everyone's getting ready, rallied up, going right here, getting water right now. We have the volleyball team over here to the right. They're the Big 12 champs, back to back over here. You can see them right over there. But yeah, so far it's really good, man. I have a great view because I'm literally on the top of the bridge for the Tippy Town Lake right here. But it was quite the walk to get here. I'm sorry if you see my camera right here as well. I'm trying to get coverage for something else as well. But it's really nice out here, man. Weather's not that bad. It's a little warm out, not hot at all, honestly. It sprinkled a little bit over here. But yeah, it's really good so far, man. I'm enjoying every bit of this.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks great. Thank you so much, Mario. Let's go to Jalen Higgins at a different spot in the race.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm at the second water station right here. We got the first batch of runners coming through. We got about 22 tables filled with water over here with about 50 volunteers, just random volunteers coming from Sprouts. The first couple people that came through, it was an older gentleman, actually. He was in a wheelchair being pushed by his son, which looked to be. And then all the volunteers started clapping for him. It's great to see. It's great to see all these people out here to support the Pat's Run, what he's done for this country, what he's done for ASU, the city of Phoenix, all of Arizona. It's awesome to see. We've got so many people, all kinds of ages right here. Hopefully you guys can see some of it. And then, we got planes flying by. It's just an awesome place to be right now here in Tempe.
Yeah, absolutely, Jalen. Do you know how long, are there different renditions of distances, or is it all just one, 5K, 10K, or something like that?
Well, I know the kids run is probably less than a little bit of a mile, but I mean, I think this is just all like the same. I'm pretty sure.
Gotcha. Well, thank you, Jalen. Great look at the at Pat's run. Appreciate you checking in with us.
Thanks, guys.
All right. 50 volunteers at just one station.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do we know how many water stations we have over there?
I'm not sure, but there's
at least 4. Could be 6. So that's at least 200, 300 volunteers if that math is consistent.
Yeah, and I mean, just at a water station. Oh, I think we just learned that the race is 4.2 miles. So just to commemorate.
I was saying 5 stations, so right in the middle there. Good. We call that bracketing. I was a grenadier, so you overshoot it, you undershoot it a little bit, you get right in the middle.
Yeah. You gotta get it right in the middle. I'm trying to think of anything. So I was a crew chief on a tanker, KC-10s. They're no longer. They're retired in the Air Force. I'm trying to think of one specific maintenance procedure where we would try and get right in the middle. We had all different limitations and tolerances, and you would try and really lock one in the middle. So yeah, it's kind of similar to bracketing, but far less enjoyable than being a grenadier, I'm sure.
I mean, still an important job. Gotta make sure things are working.
Yeah, absolutely.
For everyone.
Yeah. Well, you got to be a flying gas station to get the cooler jets fueled up and ready to do their runs, especially in deployed environments. There's definitely a few TDYs that I've done, few short work trips where I've worked with Marine Corps F-18s and whatnot. So that was always cool and whatnot. It looks like very shortly here we should have some segments from contributors. Maybe they're not just ready yet. Okay, never mind. We are ready. Let's go to Ethan Kinney, another one of our contributors.
Yeah, man. So I know y'all are wanting some interviews, but I'm at the first water station, and honestly, nobody's tired yet. I mean, we're maybe 0.6 miles away from the start of the race. Everybody's still going strong. The last maybe 2/3 of the runners are coming through here. It's more of a big gathering as opposed to a few people taking an early lead. But honestly, I've seen some kids as young as maybe 4 or 5 years old doing this, and I've seen some guys maybe as old as 80, honestly. So the age range is honestly crazy to see.
Yeah, that's truly spectacular that we're getting everybody from spring chickens to the elderly. Again, we can't say this enough, just really speaks to the testament of who Pat Tillman really was. Hey, thanks a lot, Ethan. We're going to go over to Nick Rashke, who is over by the finish line, I believe.
Hey guys, so I am right by the finish line. I'm actually at this tunnel heading into Mountain America, and we got a bunch of finishers coming in. We're starting to get our first wave. Trying to get their attention, but no, they are very locked in. But if you look down at the very end, I'm not sure if you can see it from here, but there are runners from the first wave coming in to the stadium. They're going to go through the tunnel, and, well, they're going to exit out by where Vince is. So it's starting to get exciting here, starting to get a lot of people, and hopefully we can try and get some attention.
Yeah, it looks great. Looks fun. I mean, we got some hard chargers coming into the finish line. That's, super quick. Let's go to the view from inside Mountain America Stadium. Hey, how's it going, Vince?
Hey, good. I got the winner and the second place finisher here. I got Yona Beatty, who won the 2026 Pats Run, and Nick.
looks like we might have lost Vince there. Oh man, I was really stoked to see what the finisher and the runner-up had to say there. But
Yeah, hoping there might have been a little. It's a word, but I mean, had a little rivalry there. I mean, finished 1 and 2.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
Hopefully Vince can get us their times because that's 4.2. I think that's right around a 10K, or I could be wrong.
See, winner 26 minutes. That is quick.
That's very quick. Averaging just over 6 minutes a mile. Yeah, that's turning and burning right there. Well, we will go to we have just
back. All right.
Vince is back, so we can hopefully try and get those short interviews with the winners and the runner-ups.
We stand corrected. And okay, they're throwing me for a loop today.
Just like our military service, you stand corrected so many times.
Expect the unexpected. Yes,
exactly.
Hey guys, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Okay, so we've got names again. Nick Curry, who finished second.
Yep.
And
Yona Beatty.
Yona Beatty. Guys, a lot of excitement. How does it feel to win this thing?
It feels unbelievable. I never saw myself winning, and it's been a long journey, It feels great. It feels great.
And your time was about 21:15, you said.
Yeah, I believe so.
And Nick, you were about 15 seconds after Yona. Did you guys keep pace the whole time? How was that? How was the pace?
Yona was up front for the first 2.5 miles. I took the lead just before 3, and then maybe a half mile to go, he surged past me and kicked, and I couldn't keep up.
Oh my gosh! So what are the plans now? What are you guys going to go to breakfast? What's going to go? You going to go eat some pancakes? What are you going to do, Yona?
A lot of pancakes, a lot of bananas, a lot of eggs. Just refill, and continue my track season.
Awesome. And what type of training? So you're running track right now. Where do you go to high school?
Altusay High School, White River, AZ.
I know Altusay. Yes, big time. 2A, I think.
3A.
3A. You guys put a lot of people in cross country and track in the state finals every year. Where are you from, Nick?
I'm from here.
Oh, okay. You grew up locally. Yeah. And the training year round, you run a lot of marathons. What's that like?
I run everything from 5Ks to 24-hour races. Right now I'm training for Boston with my wife next week. So this is the last big training run.
Boston, and now you're in track, so what's coming up? Are we going to see you at state?
I believe so, yes. I want to qualify for the mile and 2 mile.
Awesome. Yona Beatty, Nick Curry, congratulations. Thanks for coming over and joining me. Sorry about the tech difficulties, but good luck in track. Good luck in Boston.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
21 minutes. That is... Well, I can't even fathom that.
Oh my god!
With the annual physical fitness test for the Marine Corps, we have a 3-mile run in there, and I'm about 21 minutes for my 3 mile. So for 4.2, that is insanely impressive.
I envision definitely some college cross country, probably Division I in his future, and track. That's like
for sure.
I mean, my fastest 5K was like 17:30, and I was just like torched afterwards. I was done for an entire evening. Like it was just insane. And this guy just did 4.2 and 21. Man, that's unbelievable. Well, hey, let's go to break just for a little bit. We got some content from our contributors, as always, on the break.
Hey listeners, it's Vince Delisio. Join us Saturday for our annual coverage of Pat's Run. First, we'll bring you a Pat Tillman edition of Varsity Weekly, our 1-hour live video podcast that runs on all of our social media beginning at 7 a.m. Co-hosted by 2 of our team members, Air Force veteran Craig Baker from UNLV and Marine Corps veteran Braden Goetz from U of A. Then we take it in studio with ASU's Jade Jufrey at 10 a.m. for our radio show. It's the Varsity Sports Show Pat Tillman Week, Saturday morning on AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona.
All right, welcome back to our coverage of the Pat Tillman run. And we got the radio show shortly after this, 10 a.m., so tune into that. And Greg, in that video, saw you without the beard. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, that's it's pretty jarring when people see that. They're just like, oh my God, like it's so funny. And especially when I don't keep the beard as beautifully manicured as it is now, people think I'm just way older than I am. But yeah, when I shave the beard, it takes off like 6 years like that. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do. I usually do it once a year. I don't know if I'm gonna do it this year. I might just ride with the beard.
It's a look, man. It's a good look.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You got to get your veteran beard. You know, that's
That's one of the benefits. They don't tell you that when you sign the contract, but you're actually mandated to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to get one. You can't have it for, anywhere from 4 to God knows what for more than, 2 weeks of leave. You got to have it. Anyway, I believe we have one of our contributors, Janice Reyes. She's going to join us live with a report from mile 4.
Hi, it's Johnny Fogel with the Varsity Sports Network here on Rio Salado and Mill. And as you can hear, lots of cheering, lots of finishers here, some quick people. Everybody is just having a good time here, just cheering everybody on and just enjoying the beautiful morning. Now back to you guys, Johnny Fogel, Sports Media.
Thanks a lot, Johnny. Man, he picked a great spot. That was that was beautiful with the
mountains in the background.
Yeah, the mountain backdrop and the sun, early morning sun off of the office building or whatever that. I mean, it looked like a very great atmosphere for Pat's annual run.
Yeah, and looks like we got another report from Nick yet again. Nick, what we got?
Yeah. Well, we're back here at the tunnel once again. I mean, for the last, 10, 15 minutes now, we've had more runners coming in. It's going to keep going, and it's just going to get more busy and busy. I could actually see Janice and Johnny from where I'm at. So, good morning to you guys. And, yeah, just looking forward to seeing more runners come in.
All right. Thanks for that, Nick. Like that view he's got, over top of the tunnel there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, oh man. Have you ever had the pleasure of attending a game there? Or,
I have not. I have just missed, usually the annual Territorial Cup matches around Thanksgiving. So I got some family in Surprise. I usually go up and visit them every year. And I just missed it this past year.
Yeah. Well, tell me about the atmosphere at the Wildcats home venue.
Incredible. My freshman year, I think we're coming off a pretty bad loss to them the year prior. So it was a big deal. They came to town. Everyone, had Sparky on a noose. Absolutely electric inside the stadium. Arizona gets the dub, 38-35. Everyone rushed the field. I actually got surrounded by all of the linemen. It's me, 5'8", 180 pounds maybe, surrounded by 5 D1 linemen. It was terrifying.
You're just looking up at these big guys.
It was an electric experience. It was so great, and love any time we can put the forks down. So.
Absolutely. All right, let's go back to one of our hosts, Vince. Hey, Vince, how's it going?
Hey, guys. Hey, good. I'm at the finish line with Matt and Colt. They're from Phoenix, local guys. Guys, how does it feel to finish Pat's run today?
Good. Yeah, it feels great.
Matt, what kind of preparation do you do? You do a lot of training? A little bit? You guys finished fast. Were you running the entire time?
I was just trying to keep up with him.
Does he have a motor on the back of that thing or what?
Well, he was always ahead.
Holy smokes, he was always in front of you, wasn't he? Guys, what does it mean to compete in this event with 30,000 other people?
It's a good feeling. I like camaraderie. I like doing it with my brother.
How you guys are brothers? How many years have you guys done this event?
Ryan
3 now?
7.
How many?
5.
5. 7. 7 years. Oh my gosh, 7 years. You guys hydrate? You look like you need a little bit of water. Yeah.
Austin Dawn.
Yeah. So quite an event, quite excitement. Great that you guys made the trek out here along with all of these other folks. I'm really excited. Thank you for the opportunity to chat with you both. Go get him some breakfast, huh?
Of course.
All right. It's great meeting you. Take care. Okay, back to you guys.
I think we might need to test him for performance enhancers. I don't know how fair that is.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. What a duo for 7 years.
Oh, that's great.
Insane.
Got a story from Jay. Oh, not quite.
Yeah.
All right. So you were saying?
I mean, this just really speaks to the difficulties you have in the military and like the hold up and wait, like stuff like this. That's why I'm just able
well
to
versed.
Yeah, very well versed in this. And I know you especially know that being a devil dog. Because you always get like the circus in any branch. It was definitely a circus in the aircraft world of the Air Force. So I can only imagine in the Marine Corps.
Looks like Jalen's ready to go. Jalen?
Yeah, guys, I'm here at Water Station 2. Got a big batch of people. I don't know if you guys can see behind me. I mean, look at the amount of people. I mean, we've had so many people come through. I mean, 2 little kids just came through. They just passed me about 4 or 5 years old. We had Sparky the Sun Devil come through, our mascot here at ASU. Better than that Wildcat down at U of A. Sorry, Braden. But yeah. But I saw a guy, he was in like a American jumpsuit onesie almost, just full body. I know he was sweating real hard up in there. We've had guys with American flags. It's really great to see the amount of people just out here supporting Pat, supporting the country and what he's done for Arizona and everybody else. So I don't know if you guys can see, but there's many people coming through. It's awesome to see.
That is indeed. Thank you so much, Jalen.
Got you as always.
Yeah, we got the American flag ones. I heard we had Sonic the Hedgehog out there as well.
Yeah, I mean, events like this certainly. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just mentioned before the race started that Sonic was there, Sparky's there. I mean it's hot in that thing.
Yeah.
So that's impressive that they're pushing through.
Scooby Doo. It might be like playing a game of Fortnite. Just see all the crazy costumes.
Yeah.
Well, we have a segment from Jamorian Johnson from UNLV. He has a segment that talks about Pat's NFL career.
Tillman is often remembered for his service in the U.S. Army after the September 11th attacks. But before that, he was known as one of the most relentless and passionate football players in the NFL. Before becoming a national symbol, Pat Tillman made his name on the field at Arizona State University. Despite being considered undersized for a linebacker, Tillman earned a scholarship and quickly proved doubters wrong. He helped lead the Sun Devils to an undefeated regular season in 1996 and was named Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year. In 1998, Tillman was selected in the 7th round of the NFL draft by the Arizona Cardinals. What he lacked in size, he made up with intensity and intelligence. Coaches and teammates praised his work ethic, calling him one of the most dependable players on the roster. Tillman worked his way into a starting role as a safety, finishing his career with over 300 tackles and becoming known for his fearless play style. He wasn't a superstar in the traditional sense, but he was the type of player everyone relied on. He was consistent, tough, and selfless. At the peak of his career, Tillman made a decision that shocked the sports world. Following the September 11 attacks, he turned down a multi-million-dollar contract to enlist in the U.S. Army. His football career ended, but his legacy only grew stronger. Though his life was later cut short during the war in Afghanistan, Tillman's journey was overlooked. From recruit to the NFL to a starter in the NFL. Though his life was later cut short during the war in Afghanistan, Tillman's journey from overlooked recruit to NFL starter, remains a powerful example of determination. Although Pat Tillman's career was cut short, his impact is still felt to this day, on the field and beyond it.
A great video there from Jamarion. Now, I wanted to point this out earlier. 42 was Pat Tillman's number in college. That's a big number in sports. It's got a lot of significance.
It does.
Jackie Robinson with the Brooklyn Dodgers. He also was in the service. Great athlete. 42 just kind of funny how that worked out.
Yeah, a lot of iconic players, especially in football. I mean, I think that's mostly reserved for DBs, right? You got to be a defensive back to wear number 42.
Or fullback. You don't see a lot of 40s, especially now that the number rules have changed. You get a lot of single digits back there. Couple, they got Eric Reed with 49ers who wore 35.
Yeah. So
I think DB numbers they're kind of funky. The receivers, you got the 80s and you got the teens. Quarterbacks, you're always in the singles or the teens. Running backs, the 20s. Linemen, 50s, 60s, 70s. Safeties there's really no law there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, there's so many different renditions of the rules for like what numbers they can wear. I feel like if I see 40s, usually it's fullbacks, like you mentioned, like Mike Allstott back in the day. I think he was like number 40, and then like John
Juszczyk.
Yeah, Kyle Juszczyk. Like, what did John Lynch wear? You know what I mean? I think
he was also 42, actually.
Yeah, he might have been. It was 42 or 47. I'm not sure. That'll be I'll have to find that out. It's going to drive me nuts all morning now. But yeah, definitely weird numbering rules in the NFL. But 42 is absolutely, to your point, a very big number in sports. And it's great to pay homage to Pat Tillman and, like you mentioned, Jackie Robinson, who really changed the course of sports history in our country. Well, let's go to Cole Bunce. He's got a segment talking about Pat's ASU career, solely his Sun Devil career.
This is Cole Bunce with the Varsity Sports Show, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Pat Tillman's college days. If you're familiar with football, you may have heard this name before. Pat Tillman is known in the college scene as well as the NFL, as he went to Arizona State University in his first year starting in 1994. In his first season in 1994 at Arizona State University, Pat Tillman didn't see the field much on offense and defense. He mainly served as a special teams player. In his sophomore season with the Sun Devils, Pat Tillman really upped his game and was selected as the second-team All-Pac-10 All-Purpose Specialist. In his junior year in 1996 was when Pat really started to develop as a linebacker. He was selected to the second-team All-Pac-10 team and even won Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Week after a career game against Oregon, where he had an interception, a sack, and a fumble recovery all in the same game. Pat really made the most out of his last year at Arizona State in 1997, where he was selected to the All-American second team, as well as named as the Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year and the Arizona State University MVP. He also won a handful of academic awards, which reflected his hard work off the field as well. Years after his college days, Pat Tillman was inducted into the Arizona State Hall of Fame and Hall of Distinction in 2008, and in 2010 was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. Once again, my name is Cole Bruntz with the Varsity Sports Show, and thank you for tuning in to a little reflection on Pat Tillman's college days.
Well, we thank Cole for that very, very star-studded Sun Devil career for Pat Tillman. I mean, he hit interception, sack, and forced fumble as a linebacker one game. I mean, you hit the defensive trifecta there. You're just really racking up the stats.
Yeah, when I used to play football, my dad, he'd give me some monetary encouragement. Get a sack probably at $5, tackles $1. So I'd be making you'd be making some money.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially when there is when you can climb the physical food chain from your performance on the gridiron, like that's definitely gonna get in there. Braden, what position did you play?
I was kind of a gadget guy. Usually more of an outside linebacker, safety hybrid. It was somewhat similar to Pat.
Yeah, really utility guy and all around the defense. What is the best feeling play you can make as a defensive player? Most satisfying play?
I loved hitting the quarterback. Interceptions, they're cool, but just taking someone down, that was always the best for me.
Yeah, I can imagine. So it's just like I figured you'd probably say that because I think every defensive player says that. Like even safeties are like I don't really care about interceptions. I get a lot of them.
What was that quote? Someone got an interception and so he was like, I don't want the ball, I wanted him.
Yes. Yeah. I actually just watched that recently. It was Swamp Kings on Netflix, documentary about that really dominant run from the Florida Gators from 06 to 08. And it was Major Wright, the safety, and he had a beat on the ball. And he was like, I could have intercepted it, but I didn't want the ball. I wanted him. And he just blasted the guy. It was like, oh my God. So incredible play. But that just speaks to it's like football's a physical game, and you want that physical aspect more than like being a ball hawk sometimes,
Yeah, no, especially on the defensive side of the ball, you gotta have a different mindset.
Yeah, a big dog mentality, if you will.
Sure.
Well, we have another segment from Thomas Gabo of UNLV. He's going to be talking about Pat Tillman Bridge.
The Pat Tillman Bridge, sometimes called the Mike O'Callahan Pat Tillman Memorial Bridge, is a monument to bravery and selflessness, as well as an engineering feat. The bridge, which spans the Colorado River between Nevada and Arizona, was finished in 2010 to enhance traffic flow and safety near the Hoover Dam. Prior to its completion, cars crossing the dam caused traffic jams and race security issues, particularly in the wake of September 11, 2001. By rerouting U.S. Route 93, the new bridge preserved the dam as a historic site while enabling traffic to avoid it. It is named after Pat Tillman and Mike O'Callahan, a governor of Nevada from 1971 to 1979. Pat Tillman, an inspiration to all and a symbol for the American people, was a former NFL star who quit his profession to serve in the military after the 9/11 attacks. Naming the bridge in Tillman's honor enhances its significance beyond its figure, as his life represents selflessness, patriotism, and dedication. His legacy gives a building a human touch and serves as a reminder to guests that it is both a road and a memorial.
Oh, thanks for that, Thomas. I've been on that bridge. I didn't actually know that. But been on that bridge, Craig?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I believe I have because, I've been within the last year, Lake Havasu, as well as then went down to the Phoenix area for spring training for Major League Baseball. So yeah, I must have been over that bridge. I just didn't realize that it was Pat Tillman's bridge. But definitely a very, very cool memorial for him. And, just I marvel at the engineering achievement that looks so difficult to build. So
yeah. I've always wondered how they build those things.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just see that and I'm like, okay, yeah, there's way smarter people than me. I applaud that. Well, we have one of our contributors, Nick Rashke. He's got a new angle of the finish line, and let's go to him.
All right. Well, I don't really have the finish line itself, but I got more people coming in. I'm going to try and hold my phone out and not drop it. But, yeah, there's a lot of people. There's yellow shirts going down the horizon for, it looks like a mile. But I mean, there's thousands of people here. More people are finishing, and it's just getting more and more packed inside the stadium. It's really looking like a fun after party. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's actually a DJ back where this thing started. They're having a whole after party and whatnot. Really fun out here.
Sweet. Oh, looks like we might have lost Nick there right at the end, but got all the
next year.
Yeah, got all the information needed.
Experience.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's so crazy. Like you could see yellow jerseys for miles. I mean, that's just insanity. And it's got to be a fun day at the 22nd annual Pats Run. Fun, but obviously not forgetting the reasons to celebrate and remember Pat, his legacy, who he was as a person, and also celebrating what his foundation does for the Phoenix area and the country.
Yeah, I mean, definitely you've got to keep in mind the sacrifice, but I think this is one of those things that I can't speak for Pat, but what he would have wanted, why he served to give us the freedom to be able to hold events like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Just that unique call to service that he felt, and it wasn't for anything. Like he just wanted to serve his country in a higher purpose than what he was doing on the football field, and he did. And there's just so much humility in that man, and his fellow Rangers were astounded by it. They were like, "Oh, he's not arrogant whatsoever. He don't even talk about his football career. He just talks about his soldiering ability, and that's just really special." Well, let's go to Mario Medina. Hey, Mario.
Hey, guys. Currently here at the Water Station 3. Tons and tons of people have come through. A lot of runners here, a lot of yellow, a lot of people carrying the U.S. flag. It's really great to see. It's inspiring, to say the least. Obviously, the story with Pat Tillman and all these people coming out here to run this 4.2 mile. It's beautiful. It's inspiring. It's incredible. A lot of people here not stopping at all. They're trying to get the job done here. They're about a mile out from the finish line. It's really nice out here, man. It's not even that hot, like I said earlier. It's really chill right now.
Yes, sweet look at mid-race. Thank you so much, Mario. Let's go right over to Johnny Fogel in a different location.
Oh. Uh-oh. Johnny, are you there? Let's kick it over to Janice then.
Here at Pat Tillman's Run.
Okay, there we go. We're together.
Hey, y'all. How's it going?
Johnny Fogel from Varsity Sports Network. Thank you so much.
Okay. We apologize for that. A little bit of technical difficulties maybe had us off kill. I think, maybe their screen froze and it appeared to them that they were live. Nothing we can really do about that,
Yeah, one of the things we were talking about earlier, you guys got to roll with the punches.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta be fluid, roll with the punches, as you say, and just ride with it. That's what we got to do.
I don't know if you guys had this saying. We had a Semper Gumby. We'll play on Semper Fidelis. Just stay flexible.
Oh, I like that. Stay flexible, man. You guys have the coolest sayings.
We're the coolest, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Everyone is jealous of the Air Force, though. So.
Well, you should be jealous when we do get trips and stay at the Outrigger Hotel in downtown.
Don't tell me that.
I have so many great hotels where I'm just I'm balling out of control, But fun times. All right, we have a live report from Jalen Higgins.
Yeah, guys, back at Water Station 2, we got babies out here. I don't know if you guys can see right there. Got the stroller as well, 2 babies. always good to see the different amount of age ranges out here. I mean, I've seen people 80, almost 90 years old, and now basically 2 years old. It's awesome to see the amount of people that come out here to support Pat's run. Just pushing through. They're halfway right here. I think his message would be to these people, hey, just push through, give it all you got right now. And, I think that's what they're doing right here. So it's great to see all these people out here, just out here supporting the cause and what Pat did for this beautiful country. So it's great to see.
Hey, thank you so much, Jalen.
Appreciate
Awesome.
you guys as always.
All right.
Been a great show so far. We're going to go hear a quick word from our sponsors, and then we'll be back.
Hey listeners, it's Vince Delisio. Join us Saturday for our annual coverage of Pat's Run. First, we'll bring you a Pat Tillman edition of Varsity Weekly, our 1-hour live video podcast that runs on all of our social media beginning at 7 a.m. Co-hosted by two of our team members, Air Force veteran Craig Baker from UNLV and Marine Corps veteran Braden Goetz from U of A. Then we take it in studio with ASU's Jade Jufrey at 10 a.m. for our radio show. It's the Varsity Sports Show Pat Tillman Week, Saturday morning on AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona.
All right, welcome back into the special edition of Varsity Weekly Live from the Varsity Sports Show with coverage about the 22nd annual Pat's Run, commemorating the legacy of Pat Tillman in his Sun Devil career, his Arizona Cardinal NFL career, and his career as a United States Army Ranger. Braden, I think it's been a great show, fun. He talked on so many subjects and got some great looks at the racers and whatnot. What did you think?
Yeah, it was great to be here with you, to hear from all the people in the race, and then, of course, highlighting the reason for the season, Pat Tillman.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've talked so much about the man, who he was, and, he leaves behind a legacy that we can all try and aspire to reach, and just, try and live like Pat. The man was larger than life. And true legends never die. So that's why you see 30,000 out to celebrate Pat's Run. Well, I think that's pretty much it for us from Varsity Weekly Live. We thank everybody for tuning in for the coverage of the 22nd annual Pat's Run. From Craig Baker and Braden Goetz, we are signing off of Varsity Weekly Live.
It's Varsity Weekly Live, your coverage of all things pop culture, local Arizona news, and national news.